Becky Lynch in tears as her daughter battles for survival after cancer diagnosis. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. The day the world stopped. The WWE Universe has seen Becky Lynch in every possible light. The fearless champion, the underdog fighter, the dominant man who stood toe-to-toe with legends. But no one had ever seen her like this. No championship loss, no betrayal, no injury could compare to the battle she was suddenly facing, one she never saw coming. It wasn't in the squared circle. It wasn't scripted. This was real, and the opponent was cancer. The news hit like a sledgehammer. Her daughter, the little girl she and Seth Rollins had loved, nurtured, and dreamed for, had been diagnosed. The kind of diagnosis every parent prays they'll never hear. It began innocently. A few weeks ago, their daughter had been more tired than usual. She'd complain of aches in her legs. Sometimes she'd get a fever for no reason. Becky and Seth thought it was just a phase, maybe a virus, maybe just growing pains. But then came a morning she wouldn't get out of bed. Her skin looked pale, her breathing shallow. The drive to the hospital was frantic. Seth held their daughter in his arms, whispering to her, while Becky sped through every red light. She kept telling herself it would be fine, maybe anemia, maybe an infection. The doctors ran tests. Hours felt like days. Then a specialist walked in, his face solemn. "Rebecca, Colby, I'm so sorry. Your daughter has acute lymphoblastic leukemia." Becky didn't hear the rest. The words "your daughter" and "leukemia" were all her brain could process. Her knees buckled. She felt Seth's hand grip hers tightly. In that instant, every championship she had ever won, every ovation she had ever received, meant nothing. All that mattered was the little girl in that hospital bed. She wanted to scream. She wanted to fight someone. But there was no opponent she could throw punches at this time. When the doctor explained the treatment plan, chemotherapy, possible radiation, months in the hospital, Becky's eyes flooded. Their daughter, not even old enough to understand what was happening, just clung to her mommy's arm. Becky called Triple H that night. Her voice was shaking. "I'm not coming back. I don't know when, maybe not for a long time." Triple H didn't hesitate. "Bex, don't even think about work. We've got you. Whatever you need." The next week, WWE programming opened with an image of Becky's daughter, smiling in a "Mommy is the Man" t-shirt. The words on screen read, "Our thoughts are with Becky Lynch and her family." Fans flooded social media with messages of love and support. Hashtag #FightLikeTheMan trended for days. Superstars posted videos. Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, each sending messages directly to Becky's daughter. Roman Reigns, himself a survivor of leukemia, recorded a heartfelt speech. "You're stronger than you know. You're a fighter, just like your mom. And fighters don't give up." Hospital life became their new reality. Becky slept in the chair beside her daughter's bed. Her once perfect ring gear was replaced with hoodies and sweatpants. The constant beeping of monitors replaced the roar of the crowd. She read bedtime stories every night, even when her daughter was too weak to stay awake. She learned how to help the nurses with small things, adjusting 4 tubes, keeping track of medication times. Some days, her daughter would smile and ask about mommy's wrestling friends. Other days, she wouldn't say a word, just clutch Becky's hand. One night, Becky stepped into the hallway, leaning against the wall, silently sobbing. Seth wasn't there. He had been traveling for a charity commitment, and she felt like the weight of the world was crushing her. When Seth returned, he walked in the hospital room with that same smile he always had for their little girl, no matter how tired he was. He knelt beside her bed and whispered, "I'm not going anywhere, Peanut. We're going to beat this together." Later that night, he found Becky in the cafeteria, staring into a cup of untouched coffee. "I can't do this," she said quietly. "Yes, you can," he replied. "You've fought through injuries. You've stood in front of stadiums full of people who wanted you to fail. But this is our fight now. And I'm right here with you." The first round of chemo was brutal. Their daughter lost her hair within weeks. The nausea, the pain, the exhaustion, it tore Becky apart to watch. She would have traded places with her in a heartbeat. But in those moments, Becky learned what true courage looked like. Her daughter still laughed at cartoons, still asked for ice cream on good days, still called herself the littlest man just to make her mom smile. Whenever Becky posted updates, fans responded with overwhelming love. People sent gifts, cards, and handmade blankets. WWE arranged a surprise, a video message from John Cena telling her daughter she was a champion in every way that matters. Months into treatment, the doctors gave them a piece of good news. The cancer was responding well. The tumors were shrinking. The battle wasn't over, but they had a fighting chance. Becky cried for hours that night, this time with relief. She sat on her daughter's bed, holding her close. "You're my hero," Becky whispered. "You're braver than Mommy ever was." On a rare day when her daughter was strong enough, Becky arranged a quiet visit to a WWE arena. No fans, no chaos, just her, Seth, their daughter, and a few close friends. They let her walk down the ramp, tiny hands gripping the ropes, eyes wide in wonder. "You're in the ring now, sweetheart," Seth said, lifting her over the ropes. Becky knelt beside her and whispered, "This is where Mommy fights, but you're fighting the biggest match of all, and you're winning." WWE held a special charity event, Fight Like the Man, with proceeds going toward pediatric cancer research. Superstars wore custom gear with her daughter's name. Fans held signs reading "We fight with you." Becky wasn't on the card, but she appeared at the end, holding her daughter's hand. The ovation was deafening. Her daughter, smiling shyly, waved to the crowd. Becky spoke into the mic. "Every single person here tonight is part of our family. And I promise you, this little girl will walk out of this stronger than ever." After nearly a year of treatment, the day came for the final round of chemo. The nurses and doctors gathered, cheering as her daughter rang the hospital's victory bell. Becky held her close, tears streaming down her face. "She's my champion," she told the cameras. No belt in the world could mean more than this. The journey wasn't over. Follow-up treatments, regular checkups, and a lingering fear of relapse would remain. But for now, there was hope. When Becky finally returned to WWE full-time, the crowd welcomed her like a conquering hero. She carried her daughter onto the stage, raising her hand like a title belt. "This is the real fighter in the family," Becky said. "She's proof that no matter how tough the match, you can win." The fans roared. Seth appeared beside them, the family united, not just by blood, but by surviving the toughest battle of their lives together. Years later, when her daughter was healthy and strong, Becky would tell the story often, not to relive the pain, but to remind people that fighters come in all sizes. And whenever her daughter stepped into the WWE ring, whether as a guest or maybe one day as a competitor,